Right then, sorry about that, everybody. I'm a little bit late on. Um, let me know if you can't hear anything. I'm going to get the screen going. Hello. So welcome to this session. I've never tried anything quite like this before, so fingers crossed. I can see the chat, so if you want to say hello, that'd be really lovely. And if you have questions or ideas at any point, then stick it in the chat. Just want to tell you a little bit about the project. I was approached like maybe a year ago by Liam and Mia, who are design researchers at the University of Sheffield, and we're doing a project about connecting people with the sounds of Redmires Reservoir, which is a really beautiful group of reservoirs in Sheffield. And this picture is sunset at Redmires when I went to record some sorry, it's a sunrise at Redmires when I went to record Dawn Chorus there. So the session is going to be looking at some raw field recordings, how I go about listening to them, and there'll be some playful exploration, and then I'm going to show you how I categorize them so I can use them in the future for pieces of music. There's lots of different ways of using field recordings, and my way is just my way. You might have other ways, and I'd love to hear about them. But there's lots of different ways of doing stuff, and I'm not trying to teach you the right way, because I don't know the right way for you. So here we go. I'm gonna have a little look at these. I've got these 3 recordings that are out of my field, so straight out of my field recorder. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And I'm going to pop them into live. So I'm going to use live for this, but you could use like whatever digital audio workstation you fancy. So I'm just going to pop them all in. And the way that I tend to do field recordings is I'll record a little bit, and then I'll just walk and stay recording, and then maybe I'll find something interesting and I'll just record that, and then I might walk to another position, do a bit more recording there, and so it leads to this kind of it leads to a recording that has some loud noises in, which is probably me moving around, and then there's some sections that are really quiet, and it can be quite hard to listen through. So I guess the easiest way of listening is to, what did I do with those recordings? I just completely lost the folder. Did I put them? What did I do? Anyhow. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So if we listen to this, so we're just going to listen to the top recording in a moment. So yeah, it's quite quiet, the bird sound. then there's some walking and I'll just be listening for things that are interesting. I've obviously stopped walking here to listen to the birds, so what I might do, I might just make a little cut, the quiet section, and then turn the gain up so we can hear a bit more clearly what's going on there. Whoa. A quite nice recording. It's got some road noise in the background, and I'm going to see if I can maybe reduce the low frequency rumble a little bit. So I usually use this FabFilter Pro Q plugin for EQ. It's really brilliant because you can, if I play, you'll be able to see the whole spectrum of the sound. And you can see that there's loads and loads of energy in the low frequency. So it's probably stuff that you can't really hear anyway. So I might try and get rid of that. Yeah, so that clears it up really, really nicely. We could actually just listen to that sound on its own to make sure that's not something that we want to keep. Or you could make some good bass drums out of that. Maybe we'll come back to that at some point. But I'm going to try. And we can see like where most of the energy is. It's up, fairly high up. So this is with the EQ. That's without the EQ. I don't know if it's coming across on YouTube, but there's a lot of bass now. Right, it's interesting. We can kind of fade in the different bird species. You've got this really high ones, and then fade in the larger birds. I think I'm quite happy with that. So I'm gonna bounce that track to a new track, and that just basically applies the EQ to this section. Let's have a little listen to the end of the file.
Trying to have a listen on the headphones.
I'm alright, don't worry. I've never heard so many cuckoos.
No.
But it's just me and my partner talking about the.
Early. And bees.
Yeah.
It's not that cement plant, is it?
It might be. Nice and pretty though, isn't it?
Yeah, so this was really early in the morning. I think we got up about 5, maybe 4 o'clock. So we might sound a little bit tired. So we have got this slightly cleaned up bird sound. Then I am going to try, I'm going to drag that out of live, and then I might call that dawn bird song. And it's also got that really startling pheasant sound in it. So I might write that in the type as well. And I basically do this process for all my field recordings, because I find that if I don't do that, when I'm working, when I might want to use a field recording, I haven't got time to like look through loads of unedited pieces of audio, because I might just want a cuckoo, or I might just want the sound of the wind or water, and if you chop it up like this, it makes it really easy to use it. I've made a little library of files which I'm going to make available to anybody who wants it. In fact, I'm going to put I'm hoping that Mia or Liam's in the chat. Actually, I should have made you guys moderators, and I don't see any chat at the moment. So maybe, yeah, could someone say hello in the chat, because I don't see any chat. Anyway, I'm going to keep monitoring that. There is a folder of sounds that I've made available for anyone to download. So it's got some recordings where I've clipped it all up like I just showed. And it's got some stuff from the lower reservoir, and it's got some stuff from the dawn chorus, which is what we just had a look at. And then there's some stuff from Liam's Zoom recorder, and he's basically titled all his sounds so that we know what they are. And I will put, hopefully Liam or Mia can put a link in the chat, or I can try and do it. Might have to. Well, I might have to do that at the end. I haven't got the. I don't know how I can give you this link. It's on the wrong computer. Maybe I can airdrop it. Is no one going to say hello in the chat? Or am I just not seeing it? Okay, airdrop's not working. That's exciting. Okay, I've got the link. I wonder if I can put the link in the chat. Oh, the chat doesn't seem to be working. Oh, that's a bit weird. Liam, send me a text if you can hear me and the stream's working, because I'm a bit unsure what's going on now. I'm just going to carry on. Right. So I think it's probably enough on like trying to find bits of let's have a look at this longer file.
There's a geese over there, aren't there? Are they geese and curlew?
So I feel a bit stuck now because I can't actually stick anything in the chat. Which of course we tested all this stuff and it worked, and now it's not working. So I feel a little bit confused. Hey, Liam. Hello? Is it working?
It's working, although we're not moderators, so we can't add things to the chat.
Okay, I've just tried it on a different browser and I can see the chat now, so I'll make you moderator, okay?
Excellent.
Okay,
And I'll put the links in.
thank you. Okay, sorry about that. I can now, I can see the chat. Brilliant. So Mia, you are a moderator already. And Liam, I'm going to make you a moderator. Okay, right. Well, it's nice to see the chat's actually alive. I'm gonna show you a different way of listening. So this is the way I would normally do. I'd chop the files up, and I would basically, Liam has put a link to where you can download this folder, and it's got some raw recordings from the Hydro Moth, which is a kind of I think it's like a hydrophone that records all through the night, and Liam put that in a space where there are some water voles, so there's a lot of nothing and a little bit of something, and then there's all the clipped recordings. So we've got like loads of interesting sounds, like this is a hydrophone on a fence. This is a contact microphone on a long spike. It's actually on a hypodermic needle, so goes in the ground, and I don't know what all that sound is, but it's pretty magic. Contact mic on the wire of a fence. Got a bee.
Something bassy over here, but
Apparently a bee. Yeah, so there's some from the 23rd of March, and then there's the Dawn Chorus, which I chopped up. So these are kind of little sections. And then what else have we got? Some of Liam's recordings. Nice water. It makes it really quick to find what you want. You don't have to go through like the file that's got all these jumping levels. It's just quite a nice way of doing it. I also did some processing to the sounds. So we'll look at that maybe later on today or more in tomorrow's session. But one interesting way of listening, of exploring your field recordings, is a software that I wrote called Forester, and I made it specifically because I used to be too lazy to go through all my field recordings. And the idea of Forester was you could drop a folder in. So if oh yeah, here we go. If I drop this folder in, these are the unedited recordings, and it randomly loads files into these buffers here on the left, and then I can make what's called a forest, and it will basically let me play with these sounds, and I can choose like to pick a random sound. So if I move into the forest, let's see what happens. That's a particularly aggressive one. Let's make another random forest. Like, I don't really have any idea what these files are, but it's kind of interesting way to play with it and to navigate. So you don't so basically the white circles are players and the black circles are effects on those sounds. And let's make another one, another forest. So it's just got one player, so I can grab that. And then as I move into that, it picks a file and starts playing it. As I move back in, it picks a different file.
There's a rabbit over there. Really?
And I can also change the pitch of it.
Oh.
And then if I put an effect, so the idea is that this little white dot represents you. As you move into the sphere of this player, you start hearing the sound. And then as you move into the effect, you start hearing the effect applied to the sound. It's kind of fun just to keep pressing the random forest button and see what happens. Try one more. Let's try putting the whole of the Redmires folder in. So this will give us lots more files. Actually, do you know what? There's some files that are really short. So let's use just the clipped recordings. And then if you like to hear which files it's chosen, you can play it. And you can select a section for Forester to use. And then you can see what this sounds like. Do that for hours. Maybe I'll try and make a less complicated forest. There we go. No, not that one. Classic. So this is a kind of drone, mixed drones out of the source material. Oh, I like that, so I'm going to record it. Sounds like it's the the sound when your mobile phone's too close to your microphone or your recorder. It's a kind of electric interference sound. I don't think I would have found that sort of sound without this Forester, because I might have got rid of it because I might have thought, oh, I don't want that sound. It's kind of unwanted sound, but then suddenly it becomes like, interesting. So the record function records to an automatic buffer. An automatic folder, which is, where is that? It's in here. There we go. So I'm just going to retitle that. Phone Buzz Forester. And then I'm going to put that in the processed recordings folder. And then I think we might look at another way of working with sound and exploring these sounds that we've recorded. It doesn't require Forester. Let's have a look at the chat as well. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Did I chop off the matrix? That's a bit annoying. Next time, I'll be a bit more careful about that. Yeah, and if there are any questions right now, that might be a good chance to answer them. So just going to get rid of these sounds. And we're going to work a little bit with the clips. And one of the things I really love to do is pitch things up and down. So I'm going to have a little look at layering things. Let's use mixed birds. Oh, that's a bit loud, sorry. Yeah, so the door is live, and Forester is available. I think the best way of getting it is on my website, so leafcutterjohn.com. It runs in Max MSP, but yeah, you don't need to own Max MSP. And if you're a student, it's at a discount. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Liam. Thanks for putting the link. Right, let's layer some stuff. Have you ever seen that? I'm a real fan of like putting lots of layers together and seeing what happens. We're going to try this technique, which I call Damascus sound. It's like, have you seen the technique of making Damascus steel? It's like hammered really thin and then folded over and then hammered and then folded and hammered, and then the layers build up. So like 2 layers, 4 layers, 8 layers, 16 layers. And you can do the same with sound. So let's try and do it with this bird sound. There's a mode in Live called repitch, and it means that if I stretch this sound longer, the pitch will go lower. And what I want to do is maybe do a few layers, all at different pitches. In fact, yeah. let's do 4 layers. Whoops. So they're all different pitches. Just going to turn that down in case it's really loud. So that's one of them. 2, 3, 4 layers. Kind of interesting. I'm gonna extend these so they're all about the same length. So basically that's looping round. And then I'm gonna put them in a group. I'm gonna try and bounce that group. I've never actually tried this, so let's hope it works. Oh, brilliant, it did work. So this is now a file that contains, it's like those 4 files layered together. So I can do that process again. I'm going to set it back to repitch, turn looping on. I'm going to copy it down. I'm going to change the pitch. I'm going to make this one really low pitch. So each one of these files has got 4 sounds in it. So this all layered up will be 16 sounds. Let's see what that sounds like. Maybe we bounce that down again. Bounce group in place. So that's, oh, it's getting really loud. Just going to drop the gain a little bit. Let's make it big so you can see it. So this is 16 sounds. Am I getting the maths right? Yeah, I've put the level up a little bit. Let's turn the volume up a little bit more. So if you've turned your volume up a lot, please turn it down a little bit, because I'm going to raise the level. I'm just going to stick a limiter on just in case it gets really loud. So I think I might try this process again. So this is now 16 layers. Go back to repitch. Let's drop the pitch a lot. So 16, 32. Can make that one slightly faster. And then let's have 2 more. Another low one. Having trouble getting these sizes to behave. There we go. There's probably a shortcut for that. And then let's have one more. See what that sounds like. Actually, we could mix them up a little bit so they're not overlapping in the same way. I like that. It's getting more interesting to me. So let's bounce that in place again. I'm going to lose track of the maths now. You could basically keep going till you get to millions and millions of layers, but I'm not going to. I'm going to spare you the pain of watching me do this all day. But I might do it one more time. Wow, that sounds amazing. Actually, I'm going to leave it there because that sounds really good. Wow, I love that. So I'm gonna drag that out. I'm gonna call that layered birds, and then pop that in the processed recordings folder. That did not go where I wanted it. Where did that go? Oh, good grief. I lost it. That's annoying. Oh, here it is. Oh no. I see we've got about 10 minutes left. So if there are any sort of specific the clangers. Yeah, maybe I do another little layering experiment and then we might call it a day. If there are any sort of super questions for the end. Sorry, I'm just reading some of your questions. Some people are still finding the output hard to hear. I'm doing my best. Let me pop this in the right folder, and then I'll try get the level up a bit more, and then tomorrow hopefully it'll be a bit better. I think maybe what I'll do is adjust the limiter so it makes the sound louder. It's tricky because some of the sounds are really quiet that we deal with, and then this sounds quite loud. So we'll do another little layering experiment. So one of the sounds was let's have a look. Wonder what Liam's birch tree crackles sound like. That's interesting. Let's try doing layering up Liam's sound. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this more clearly. I like this. It's quite abstract sounding. Let's try layering these up again. Do have one that's going really fast. And then we'll have some slower ones. So I'm just randomly going to arrange these. See what that sounds like. Interesting. I kind of want loads more density for some reason. Got 7 layers. Let's make it 10. Maybe we'll put some effects on as well, and then layer those up. There's an effect in Live called OTT. Well, let's have a look. OTT, and it's like a multi-band compressor, and you can really bring out frequencies with that. Let's see what that. I've put that on the group, which has got all the files in it. Yeah, I like that. So let's try and bounce the group. Oh, it does the whole group. I don't want all of it, just want a little bit of it. This bit. It does sound like eating. Let's layer that up again. Today I'm feeling like I want density, but maybe tomorrow I might want something very subtle and singular. Actually, I need to set them all to repitch, which I forgot to do. Wow, that's a bit much, isn't it? Let's try and filter it. So there's a nice filter in Live called auto filter, but you could filter it with any filter. So let's just let the bass through and see what that sounds like. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I might record this because it's quite nice. Oh, that's kind of beautiful. Hopefully that recorded my my manipulation of the filter. Let's see. Yes, it did. Oh, nice. So I think if I bounce that in place, it should record all the filter stuff. Yeah, I think it's just going to be this center section that we want. See? Yeah. So I'm just going to keep the center section, and if I drag this out now, it will drag the whole file, which I don't think I want. No. So I'm going to consolidate, which means that when I drag this out, it will just be this little section here. And then Liam's, oh, I've forgotten what the name of the input file was. Can I Control Z? Or maybe someone remembers. Oh well, I'm going to call it Liam's Layers. Yeah, anyway, I think that's probably about enough for today. I've just shown you a couple of ways that I go about organizing the sounds that I record and starting to play with them, starting to explore them. I think it's really important, if you find something you like, just to record it down and keep it, because you never know what's going to be useful. And you know, you're investing time in doing these things. You should try to keep these little great moments that you make. Yeah, we're going to come back at the same time tomorrow, do some more processing of sounds, maybe start putting some sounds together. Maybe there'll be questions or ideas for the next session. And yeah, it's been lovely to have you all here. Yeah, there'll be more tomorrow if you want more. 1 o'clock, and I'll put the streams, I'll make them so you can watch them back on my YouTube. Yeah, I just want to say like a massive thanks to Liam and Mia for helping and for getting the whole project going, basically, and for really helping me get this stream going as well. Been super great. And thanks for thanks for popping in. I'm going to end the stream now, and I will hopefully see some of you tomorrow. I'll be here anyway. So yeah, thanks for coming, and I'll catch you soon.